awesome is that? Each child is born a star of the universe. How great is that? Happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. It's a glorious, glorious holiday. It's such a beautiful holiday because children go back to school. And we're so thrilled about that. It could have been called Independence Day, but that name was already taken. And so what I'd like to share with you today, that today we're going to journey through oneness, we're going to journey through peace, we're going to journey through things that lead to peace, passion, and prayer. Peace, passion, and prayer, the 3 P's, they sound pretty great, don't they? And one of the things that leads to peace is something I simply love doing, and that's being kind. Kindness is something that feeds me. It fills me with that Spirit of God, just being filled with kindness to people, everyone I meet. And even if I meet people who are grumpy that day, or maybe they're down, I'm so thrilled that I have been able to bless them and be generous with my kindness to them. And you know that quote by Rumi that I love quoting, that I've been doing every day in class, when he says, "It's your road and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. So you got to go down and join your journey. You got to do it by yourself, because nobody else can do it for you. You gotta do it by yourself." That's an old Union song of the 30s that Pete Seeger used to sing. I felt it's appropriate. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So today, you've heard of Eat, Pray, and Love. Well, today, what we're going to do, we're going to stop, and we're going to drop, and we're going to pray. Stop, drop, and pray. So when we're feeling whatever we're feeling, we're going to stop and we're going to drop into our heart. We're going to take a breath. We're going to stop, drop, and then move into prayer. It's so phenomenal. The thing I noticed about peace, it's absolutely present in all religions, in all philosophies, in all presenting. Peace is that one thing that permeates wherever and whoever and what it is. So there is a beautiful peace prayer. I collected peace prayers from all over the world, but today I want to share one with you by Paramahansa Yogananda. What he says is, "I am beholding through the eyes of all. I'm working through all hands. I'm walking through all feet. The brown, white, olive, yellow, red, and black bodies are all mine. I am the silent joy of life, moving through all beings." There is a charming poem written by this is the poem. It's called "The Difference." And it says like this about oneness: "Small as a peanut, big as a giant, we're all the same size when we turn out the light. Rich as a sultan, poor as a mite, we're all the same size as we turn out the light. Red, black, or orange, yellow, or white, we all look the same when we turn off the light. So maybe the way to make everything right is for God to just reach and turn out the light." So as I was saying, we are all one, and the prayers for peace all in creation is so awesome. But today I have chosen to share with you a poem for peace that was written decades and decades ago. It was written by a 13-year-old girl. Absolutely, Shlomit Grossberg. And this is her prayer. She lived in Jerusalem, the city of peace. And this is her prayer. Decades ago, she says, "What shall I ask you for, God? I have everything. I ask only for one thing. It's not for myself alone. It's for many mothers, many fathers, many children, not just in this land, but in many lands, hostile to one another. Yes, I'd like to ask for peace today, God. Big as a giant, we're all the same size, and I'd love to ask for peace. And I am asking for peace because I won't deny a single wish of a girl, will you, God? You created the land of peace, where stands the city of peace, where had been the temple of peace. What shall I ask you for, God? Because I have everything. Peace is what I ask for. Only peace. I just love that. I love, love, love that. And it's still so significant. I am still and know that I am God. I am absolute. I see me as the absolute in all lives, in my personal life, in the lives of all things, in the lives of every animal, vegetable, and mineral. This is the highest form of all realization. I know that every cell and every cell in my body, everything in the universe is a living, vibrant part of me. I am absolutely all that is. Truly, beloved, your soul speaks to me, in me, as me. My soul leads me into many new experiences, many new spiritual happenings. My only guide to my inner peace is now, is you. I know that I am an integral part of God, that God is using me to create beautiful physical and spiritual expressions in this thing because I am God. Let's take a deep breath. My goodness, when Shirley MacLaine said that years ago, she stood on the beach and said, "I am God." People threatened to blow her up. They said it was blasphemous, but it isn't, because we are God. We are expressions of God. So, you know, there's so many things that are invented in cars and people buying new models of cars. So somebody said, I went for a ride with my friend the other day. He had a new car with all these latest safety devices. So when I got out of the car, I unbuckled my seatbelt. I unbuckled my safety device. I unbuckled my shoulder belt. I unbuckled my head belt. I unbuckled all the belts. And when I stood up, my pants fell down. I unbuckled all the belts. And Reverend Rainbow, why are you talking about this? Because it made me laugh. And when we laugh, we release endorphins. And when we release endorphins, peace permeates. So I threw it in there because it gave me a laugh. So I want to tell you about a tour that happened through the giant sequoias in California. And the tour guide told the people, I want you to pay attention to these sequoia trees because they are rooted just beneath the surface. And one man said, Oh, no, they aren't. He said, that's impossible, y'all, because I'm actually a country boy. And if I know anything, I know that trees have to be rooted deep in the soil of the earth. Not for the sequoia trees, said the guide. They grow in groves and their roots are intertwined with one another. So if there's a windstorm or something, they hold each other up. Is that not amazing? They hold each other up together. And that has kind of a lesson in it. You know, for us, like family, friends, family of choice, people, relatives, people in our place of worship, wherever, we are rooted together. We are intertwined. So if a windstorm or something comes up, we hold each other up, just like those sequoia trees. Let's take a breath on holding each other up right now because we're intertwined. Isn't that cool? We're intertwined. It reminds me of a collective consciousness prayer that was spoken by Karen Langford. Karen Langford, and this is what she says. I pray for all people in the world, not against them. I pray for and with all religions of the world and not against them. I pray for other nations of the world and not against them. I pray for our whole world and not against it. I pray for love. I pray for compassion. I pray for kindness. I pray for harmony and peace. I pray for everyone in the world that we all are together as one race, the human race. I've come to mind that in the past, I joined a dating site. I won't say what it was. And they asked what my race was. And I answered, I'm a part of the human race. And they rejected me and wouldn't allow me to go in there because they didn't like my answer. But I am part of the human race, whether the dating site liked it or not. So anyhow, today I want to tell you about something that is really on the road to peace. It's something called passivity. It's 3 ways of dealing with people, and I want to talk to you about how we can deal with other people. We can deal with them passively if we're relating to another person. And when we deal with them passively, we give them all the power. We are related only to them and their needs. Or we can deal with them aggressively, and then we are dealing with only our needs, and we aren't paying attention to anybody else's needs if we're aggressive. And then we can deal absolutely assertively. And when we are dealing assertively, we're paying attention to our needs and integrating the needs of the other people and coming up with things to say that meet everybody's needs in harmony. So today I'd like to share with you 5 rights of assertive people. I choose for the right to stand up for myself, and so do you. I choose for the right to ask for what I want, and so do you. I choose for the right to say no without feeling guilty, and so do you. I feel good about myself, and so do you. I absolutely have the right to change my mind and even to make mistakes. Oy vey, and so do you. I love these assertive rights. And a couple days ago, we had a demonstration of somebody really using assertive rights. I have just moved to a new location, a beautiful new location. And when they sent me the contract, they told me how much it was going to cost per hour for 2 guys in a truck. And they estimated it would take from 3 to 5 hours. And you know how much it really took? 13 hours for these 2 guys in a truck to move up to my new house, up some stairs and everything. And they were awesome. So my daughter was going to pay for it. And so when the bill showed up, it was 3 times higher than they had quoted. And so the mover called her, and then she talked calmly. And then he connected her with his supervisor. And once again, we were quietly listening to the call, but not what was said. She talked. And that supervisor connected her with his supervisor, and the same talk. And then that supervisor connected her with the president of the universe, the president of the whole company, because she was talking. I have no idea what she said exactly, but they decided to call the next morning and deal with it. The next morning, my daughter texted me that they had the call and they agreed with everything that she said that she would pay. It was a fair price and they agreed with it. And so thank you. Her assertive behavior really paid off. She didn't even know what she did. She didn't yell at them. She wasn't aggressive. She absolutely only gave them what they wanted. No, she wanted a fair price. So that was her assertive suggestion. And they granted her a price that was $700 better than they had originally quoted, all from being assertive, listening to herself and listening to the other person. It's so great to be assertive these days. So I'd like to share with you something called the Miracle Bridge. The Brooklyn Bridge spans the river lying between Manhattan Island and Brooklyn, and it's truly a miracle bridge because in 1883, an engineer absolutely figured out, his name was John Rolling, and he figured out how he could build a bridge building expert. And so he taught his son how to do it as well. His son's name was Washington Roebling, and how to overcome objects and obstacles. And it was only a few months undergoing, they hired their crew and everything, when a terrible accident happened, and it killed John Roebling, and it also hit the brain of Washington Roebling. And it left him unable to walk, unable to do anything. And as he was lying, this is Washington, he was lying in his hospital bed. He had an inspiration, for his brain was so sharp, he had an inspiration. And what happened was he grabbed the arm of his wife and squeezed it. He invented a code by squeezing his wife's arm, way he could communicate with the workers that still wanted to build the bridge. They thought they'd have to give it up, but no. And it took him 13 years, absolutely 13 years of this code, telling the workers how to build this bridge and complete it. Oh my God, how awesome is that? He just did it with one finger on his wife's arm. So fantastic. And so what I wanted to tell you, that on May 17th, 1884, Barnum of Barnum and Bailey had 21 elephants over the Brooklyn Bridge to prove how strong it is. And in 1867, on the basis of all that they had done, the New York legislators approved Roebling's plan for a suspension bridge over the East River between Manhattan and Brooklyn for one man with his one finger, and he accomplished his passion. So awesome. So remember, we're going to drop. We're going to we're going to pray. We're going to, instead of eat, pray, and love, we're going to drop and pray. Today, we're going to prayer. We're going to center ourselves right in our hearts, and we're going to pray. And I'd like you to join me right now for a beautiful thing that was written, and enter into this sharing I am so happy to share with you this morning. It's called, Do You Believe in Life After Delivery? Do you believe in life after delivery? In a mother's womb were two babies. One was asking the other, Do you believe in life after delivery? And the other replied, Why, of course. There has to be something after delivery. Maybe we're here to prepare ourselves for what we will be later. They're talking in the womb, mind you. Nonsense, said the first. There is no life after delivery. What would that life be? The second one said, I don't know, but there'll be more light there than there is here. Maybe we will walk with legs and eat from our mouths. Maybe we'll have other senses that we don't have now. The first replied, That is absurd. That's crazy. Walking is impossible, and eating with our mouths, ridiculous. The umbilical cord supplies everything we need, but the umbilical cord is so short. Life after delivery is to be logically excluded. The second one, absolutely, what he said is, I think there is something, and maybe it's different from what it is here and now. Maybe we won't need this physical cord anymore. The first replied, That is cuckoo. And if there is life, then why hasn't anybody come back from there? Delivery is the end of life, he said, and in the after delivery, there is nothing but darkness and silence and oblivion. It takes us nowhere. The second said, Well, I don't know, but certainly we will meet Mother, and she will take care of us. The first replied, Mother? You actually believe in Mother? That's laughable. If Mother exists, where is she now? The second said, She's all around us. She's all around us. When you're in silence and you focus and you really listen, you can perceive her presence. You can hear her loving, loving voice calling down from above. Won't you join us in treatment? And so it is. Right now, here we are, we're dragging, we're dropping, we're praying. We are God's blessing to life. Let's take a deep breath on that. I acknowledge who we are. We are absolutely expressing our each beautiful individuality as God here on the planet. Yes, indeed, we are putting our hands on our heart. We are connecting in our heart to some place or something that we totally love. We are connecting with God's love to a place, person, or thing that we totally love. And we inhale that. We are permeated with that wonderful energy. What I know about our lives is each of us has a purpose. Each of us has a direction. Each of us is an expression of God in our own unique way. How beautiful it is, how wonderful it is as we take the pieces of our life and weave them together into peace. Peace, peace, peace. Even saying the word peace makes me calm down and feel that divine peace. I am so very, very grateful to share this morning together. It is awesome as I release these words into that law of the universe, which instantaneously manifests them, even as I am now speaking. And together we say, and so it is. Amen and amen.